Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Gemini Journalist. It is indeed an honor to have you taking the time out of your busy schedule to join me right here as I continue to read and sway you away in fine Jamaican style. Today, I am currently featuring the work of Marlene McPherson, and of course, Marlene McPherson's interview was done right here on the Gemini Journalist a few weeks ago. So if you had missed that one, definitely you need to go ahead and check out my YouTube page where I have created a playlist for Marlene's work. So whatever you have missed out on from the interview right down to chapter 7, which is the chapter we're currently working on, you can definitely go ahead and check out all the good stuff there. So without much delay, we're just going to dive right into it. We are featuring the book by Marlene. This is Not by Chance, God Answers Prayers, book 1. And of course, we are down to part 2 of chapter 7 because of course Matt had a whole lot of letters that he had exchanged between himself and Catherine. So definitely we had to split that one to share with you, to not let the video be too long, because I know your time is precious, so we didn't want to take up too much of your time. But without delay, let's just dive right into it. Join me. Chapter 7, Not by Chance, by Marlene McPherson. Darling Catherine, it is spring, a season of renewal and reflection of our love for each other. I decided to write this letter since I have not written one since the season started. Catherine, I love you more and more. I mean, really love you. Even since I fell in love with you, it has been springtime in my life. One of the reasons is that you have become someone very special to me, and you are my number one. Catherine, let us keep the root of our love intact, strong and powerful. Strong roots stabilize growth. This is true for Christians. Strong roots give strength and support us against the prevailing wind of depression when the wind-bending gate attack it. It is the network of solid roots that held firm and keep us firm. How was your course? Did you do well? I hope you did what you set out to do. Remember, before you left, I had asked of you one thing, that is, forget about me during the period. I would rather feel better if this were so and you concentrate on what you want to do. How was your birthday, Spirit? How was it different from the others? I really wanted a good card for you, but could not find one. However, the one sent expressed the message that I wanted to convey. I thank God that He has spared your life all these years. And not only so, but He has preserved you in His love, and that we have met, loved, and have decided to share the rest of our lives together. Isn't this wonderful? This is something I am thankful for. Dee is saving that US dollar for me, and she is doing well. I had previously planned to spend the entire weekend in Kingston from Friday evening, but I cannot spend Sunday as planned. Dee has asked me to be at her home on Sunday, and I cannot disappoint her. I do not know what they will be having. I can only suspect a wedding anniversary. They told me this would be a surprise for me. However, I will spend the entire Saturday about 7 in the evening. I am longing to see you. It seems like ages now since we were together. I am longing to embrace you in my arms and share with you the foretaste of our future. Honey, don't bother yourself. Everything will be all right. I love always. See you on Friday evening at about 6 p.m. God bless and keep sweet. Affectionately, Matt. It was the second day of April 1987. She journeyed on the minivan through Portland, a parish dotted with breathtaking scenes. Coconut, banana, and plantain trees were but a few of the trees with which this place was blessed. Some fields were freshly cut, so the air smelt sweet. The hills were decked in varying shades of green. The ride was not a comfortable one. People and ground provision bound for the market fought for space. Chattering and a curse word here and there did not bother her. The fresh air seemed to energize her. Auntie's husband arrived in the tour cab almost as soon as Catherine alighted from the minibus. This was a 10-minute ride from the center of the town. As she drove on, her eyes was arrested by the Trident Hotel. It was magnificent. The waterways seemed to encircle most of the driveways, and this was a breathtaking experience. The atmosphere was very quiet now as she moved away from the hustle and bustle of the town. As she continued into the interior, she came to a prominent sign, Draper's Primary School. Then Washington D's husband turned into that district onto a hilltop to a cul-de-sac, and there was the beautiful home. Then she was escorted to the kitchen where Aunt Dee was cooking red pea soup. Aunt Dee greeted her as if she were an old friend, and they engaged in lively conversation. Soon afterwards, they sat down to good old country-style red pea soup. Afterwards, Catherine was directed to a guest room where she relaxed, then eventually dozed off, lying across the bed on her back. She felt comfortable and at peace. In the evening, she awoke to hear Aunt Dee in the quiet tones instructing, "Go inside." Immediately, Catherine surmised that Matt was present. He cautiously entered the room, not knowing what to expect. She sat up in the bed to face him. As Matt entered, she could not help noticing his new blue jeans, which fitted him snugly. This he wore with the light blue shirt that she had sewn and given him as a gift, or for a felt hat and a pair of boots to give him that picture-perfect cowboy look. He entered and stood stock still, shock written all over his face, their eyes locked in silent communication. Then he broke the silence. "Catherine, you are here. Then, how did you get here?" He laughed, then exclaimed, "I can't believe this." He laughed again. "Would you believe that it is the fastest I have ever ridden that motorcycle? Mother Willie called me and told me that I should go to Aunt Dee now instead of coming to Kingston, so I followed her instructions, and boy, am I bold." Between fits of laughter, he repeated, "I can't believe this." Then he moved towards the bed and sat beside her. His infectious laughter caused her to laugh too. He was stunned. Then he drew her in his arms and kissed her. A rush of contentment washed over her as she embraced him lovingly and thanked God for this special moment. "Catherine, you have certainly surprised me. How did you get here?" he asked. "I took the bus, and Aunt Dee's husband brought me from Port Antonio," she exclaimed. "You have surprised me," he repeated. They went hand in hand to the kitchen where members of the family were already sharing. "You set me up, Aunt Dee." Aunt Dee burst into laughter. The birthday cake was put on the large table in the dining room. Many members of the family, aunts, nieces, nephews, and cousins, and one neighbor all converged singing, happy birthday, dear Matt." The children were especially excited and sang lustily. Birthday wishes and words of encouragement were heaped on Matt. He then cut the cake with his youngest niece, who was the envy of her siblings. She felt important to be asked to cut the cake with Uncle Matt. To help all the children to feel happy, they were placed around the table near the cake. Except for the sentiments expressed, the event could be described as a fabulous children's party. Matt sliced the cake, and all the children received generous helpings. This birthday party was a simple family affair, one which he expressed high appreciation for because this was the first party ever in honor. Catherine did a photo shoot of the family. Midday Sunday saw Matt off on his Honda motorbike, leaving a swoosh of dust in its wake. He went through the rough Portland roads to the parish of St. Thomas to prepare himself for work the next day. Later, as Catherine returned to Kingston by bus, she mentally revisited the scenes of the previous day and mused on Matt's every action. She thought that she had made Matt feel special. She was at ease with his nieces and nephews, playing with them and poking fun their little pranks. She saw another aspect of Matt's personality, and she relished this. He loved children, and they were fond of his company. Alright, so there you have it, Gemini Journalist fans, newcomers, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me here today on the Gemini Journalist as I read the chapter of Not by Chance by Marlene McPherson. So definitely, if you don't have a copy of this book, you are indeed interested, you can go ahead and tap on the links that are located down below in the description. You can reach out to Marlene and grab yourself a copy for yourself and a friend and family, you would name it. Very, very interesting read. It's pretty good. She also has a word search book as well, so definitely if you are a puzzle lover, you love to do word search, you can always grab a copy of this one as well. Have it tucked in the handbag or the briefcase, whatever it is, and whenever you're getting bored on the bus, you name it, you can always grab for that word search puzzle book and just do a puzzle while you're on your journey, or just to kill boredom. Alright, so without much delay, again, down below in the description, you can see the links to my books. So definitely you can go ahead and check out my work. If you are not following me on TikTok, ensure that you do so, because I switched it up a bit, and some of the works that I shared here is not being shared on TikTok. So if you do want to be a part of everything, ensure that you follow. Alright, thank you so much for taking the time out once again. Have yourself a blessed weekend when it arrives. You stay safe, and I will see you again Tuesday at 6 a.m. where we do it all over again. Have a wonderful day. Stay safe. Peace out.